Oh, good morning, everybody. I am out here at Baird Creek, local training spot that is close to home, but I can still get a good amount of elevation, lots of rocks, roots, things like that here that I know I will see on the Cocodona course. So this will be the first training video in a kind of a playlist I'm going to produce here on my YouTube of me training up for Cocodona. So I have been training about 5 weeks already, but a very slow and gradual build. I've only hit about 25 miles per week with about 2,500 feet of elevation. So we're easing into it very slow, but nonetheless, I'm doing a lot of walking. So that walk involves bringing my dog, but what I'm also doing is incorporating the whole Cocodona packing list on those walks. So I'm always wearing a vest. I'm always carrying at least a liter of water, and then the capacity for 4 liters. And it's still pretty dark this morning. It's just about 6:50 a.m. It's just getting later and later that the sun's coming up, but not an issue because running under a headlamp is one of my favorite things to do, and it's great training. This is my pack I'm wearing right now. I don't know if you can see it, but she's fully loaded up. This is a Salomon Advanced Skin 12 that's pretty much loaded up with all of the Cocodona packing list. And I'll snip it right here and show you guys everything that is in the pack and what I'm carrying on every run and walk. Right, so let's just start from the top. That is the Salomon Advanced Skin 12. We'll be changing that out for a new pack. We have a long sleeve, we have a wet weather top, we have a 1 liter Hydro Pack little flask, we have 2 500 milliliters and then 2 more 500 milliliters, and then we have some wet wipes, first aid kit. This is a gaiter, hat, whistle, headlamp, another headlamp, 2 extra batteries, charging pack, 2 cables, 1 for Garmin, 1 for the iPhone. I have my outdoor research gloves for the sun. I also have sleeves in here. I will be wearing those for sure at Cocodona. All right, let's get down here. We have, these are electrolyte pills, and I'm carrying about just over 350 calories, but I will be carrying more. This is kind of what I'm training with. I'm not using these as I'm training. I will add extra calories as needed. This is a comb for the cactuses there. They're very hard to get out. Can't remember the name of them because I'm not from Arizona. This is Body Glide. I will have squirrel's nut butter too. This is just convenient right now as it adds a little bit more weight. Hand warmers, KT, blister prevention tape. This is kind of what I was talking about before. Works really well. So I got a couple of these, drop eggs and stuff like that. Emergency blanket, and this is a knee brace. Some medication, Tums, Tylenol, ibuprofen. I think there's Excedrin in there too. Lens wipes for my glasses, and toilet paper. We also have the collapsible cup because this is a cupless race. So that's everything I'm carrying right now in training. Now, when I get my new pack, I will make another video and show you how I will carry poles as well. But throughout this training series, I really want to document the ups and downs of training for a 250. I know that it's quite a ways out, but what I believe is a very slow and gradual training block, taking up about 7 months, is what's going to benefit me best. You know, time on feet is so essential in a race like this, so just getting used to moving. And when I say moving, I mean moving with the packing list and a fair amount of weight in your pack. Because we know if you're not training with that weight, it's going to put a lot of strain not only on your upper body, but your legs and your feet. You know, from the podcasts I've listened to, and, you know, just other people that have finished the race, people's feet become a big problem in this race. So what I'm trying to do is just really dial in what works best for not only sock choice, but shoe choice, and, you know, changing out shoes when I think it's best, bandaging up my feet, which I actually did in my last 100. I was able to use some kinesiology tape. Well, not kinesiology. I forgot the name of the tape. I actually put it around my toe. I believe people, for at least for me, the side of my big toe becomes an issue late in a race. Not right away, but the faster I tape it, the less of that rubbing I'll experience. And I don't believe it's a shoe choice. I just believe it's the way that I strike the ground and the way I stride. And as for the weather this morning, we have got a lot of rain yesterday, over a ½ inch, which is a fair amount for us right now. And the trail conditions really aren't too bad, especially with all the leaves. They really help maintain the trail surface, so just a little bit more slippery. So I'm still training in the Exodus Ultras by Saucony. Now I have about 4 pair of these, so 2 pairs that are still unopened. So I will be using these during Cocodona. But I'm looking into getting a pair of shoes I've never heard of before. Some really mountain ultra shoes, which I'll kind of talk about in a later video. Now yesterday I did about 1,500 feet of gain, so I'm trying to limit my elevation a little bit today and not increase it too much every week, but it will be a little bit over what's expected in my training schedule, but it's not an issue. I'm going to take it pretty easy on this run today, and we're looking for anywhere from like 8 or 9 miles. Back-to-backs are not really incorporated yet, but they will be a very big staple of my training, and I plan to sleep on the trail in some of my later training runs, and then just waking up right away and getting back out for another 20-30 miles. I'm also eating a lot more solid foods out here on the trail. So apples, bananas on the run, peanut butter and jelly, things like that. Solid foods that take a little bit more effort to digest. Because in races this long, I'm expecting I need those big dense calories. If I'm not able to eat, it's going to become a big problem in the heat. So just getting in those calories, able to eat some burgers. I ended up bringing some burgers that are pre-cooked out here and incorporating that in my training, and just getting solid food. I believe that's going to benefit me the best. I'm still going to incorporate gels, but it's not going to be a staple like it is in a 100 mile. You can get away with that in a 100 mile. I don't know if I'd be able to do that on these longer runs, All right, it looks like the sun isn't up, but it's getting a lot brighter. It's going to be a pretty overcast day, but I can shut the headlamp off now. No one's here, which is nice. The parking lot is empty. At least this section. There's another parking lot way up over there, but I highly doubt anyone's up there also. So that's kind of the plus about coming out here on these rainy mornings or dreary mornings, is I got the trail all to myself, at least for now. It is still pretty early. Yes, it is fall. I mean, we still do have a lot of green yet. It's been about sometimes 38 to 40 degrees in the morning. I'd say the lowest it's been is about 35. So we're inching closer to winter here. Also, I purchased a new phone, so the video quality should be improved for YouTube here, which is nice. I was filming with this iPhone Standard Edition, so I ended up upgrading to the iPhone 13 Pro Max. I'm really enjoying the phone. It's going to come in handy at Cocodona, especially battery life. So that's one of the major reasons I did purchase a new phone. Otherwise, I'm pretty simplistic and don't really need the upgrade, I guess. Got some deer over here taking... Oh, there he goes. Just missed him. He's just taking a drink of water at the creek here. A lot of erosion over here in the past few years. Probably gonna need a trail reroute soon. But with this added weight, I'm really adding that stress to my legs, When you start picking up a pace, I mean, you have to support about, 15 to 20 pounds of gear, and that adds up to, the impact. So the more I can get used to that, even just walking is going to help a ton. I think that's a lot of what people mistake is that, oh, I'm walking. This isn't ultra running. This isn't training. Yes, it is. walking is so essential, and getting used to it with weight and at a fast pace. So call it fast hiking, call it walking, call it run walking. It's essential to train. I mean, even in 100 mile, you know, that's one thing I really preach is you need to walk. It's not about going fast at all. Ultra running is about going the distance. And I think that's something I've realized over my, 3 years of ultra running, which isn't much experience, but it's just understanding that basic concept behind preserving energy, right? And it goes down to, you know, burning calories, carbohydrates, things like that. You know, when we push the pace, we're shuttling blood away from our stomach, okay? And obviously the less blood we have running to our abdomen, into our gut, into our stomach, the less we're gonna digest the food we're taking in. So slowing it down, being able to incorporate that rest, and letting the food you eat settle, you know, settle and digest, because it's a trick. You need to maintain a certain amount of, you know, pace, but also incorporate that digestion too. If you're anything like me, I notice that the faster I run, the more it curbs my appetite. So just being, you know, aware of that. Good morning. Take off. And the college I go to, Division I cross country team is competing today here at Baird Creek. Saw one of the coaches here. Starts at 9, so hopefully I don't impede on the race, but let's go Phoenix. As you can tell, they got all the routes and, you know, some of the dangers out here kind of marked up. So Baird Creek 5K starts at 9 a.m. So let's go Phoenix. Take home that W. I'm on this section called Dan's Back, and it's just beautiful back here. Really looks fall. I tell you, I'm a fan of all seasons. I don't know if I ever want to be somewhere where it's warm all the time. Especially in winter. If you look back at some of my winter videos, they're just awesome. I mean, yeah, it's cold, very cold some days, but that winter landscape, it is just beautiful. So many beautiful colors. Ooh. Here comes the rain. I'm in this open prairie here. These freshly planted trees. I'm not sure what they are, but I do have a friend that was part of planting these, so pretty cool to see. But that's kind of what I wanted to do in this first video here of, you know, training for Cocodona, is introduce the series, let you guys know what I'm doing right now with my somewhat low mileage and low elevation gain. And honestly, it's just about getting used to moving along with this weight. So that's where we're at right now. You can expect a video probably in the next week to 2 weeks, depending on my schedule. But I hope to see you guys here again, and I hope you follow along on this journey. This will not be easy, but it will be fulfilling, And this is one of my ultimate goals since starting ultra running, is to complete the Cocodona 50 or 250. So don't expect me to quit. See you guys soon.